Welcome back, everybody. We shall continue. Just me on at the moment. I think others have probably logged off because of the weather, which is understandable. Let's be honest about this. We need to gather some logs, that's for sure. Even if we're going to do not a lot with them. We've got 90 nails, so log hunting to start with until this is broken anyway. We are up to 3 doors now. It's excellent. Wish it would fit in there, make life a lot easier. Story of my life gathering logs on this server. Hi Ryan, how are you, mate? You good? Well, it's bad weather, and rather than going out on the ground, we're just going to gather some logs because we forever need them. What do you mean you can't dismantle here? Oh, server's not caught up. Doing well, taking a day off, so my first key run. Got to get some stuff done around the base, around the house before the lady gets home. Ah! So real world stuff. Real world tidying up. So my last night streaming until Friday, so thought I'd get a stream in tonight. I'm busy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, dishes and that kind of crap. Yeah. Being a singly, it's easy. So, throw some sausages and oven-ready chips or fries, depending on where you're from in the world, into an oven. Cook. Throw onto a plate. Eat. Wash up all. Put away. Job done. I'm also working on the fact that we got a server restart in an hour, so these trees will all be growing again. Evening, Gurmit. Come on. We're up to 3 doors, so we're doing okay. Yeah, I know you're tired, mate. You just carried some logs. Solve that now, though. Where the fuck did it put them? You stupid game. Did I just lose them all because it's been stupid? Yes, I did. They'll be on top of the house, won't they? Or something like that. Bloody game. Right then, let's get that cut up into wood. Hi, 92. The axe away. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, we're off to Nova tonight, I think. once we've sorted a few things out. I lost my dog. I had to do some admin stuff today. And due to the admin stuff, the dog died, which is unfortunate. So, yeah. If you go into admin mode, or God mode, and then teleport, the dog dies. And I had a ticket raised, so I lost the dog. So, I can't have a dog on the server. So, bloody annoying, but that's life. Hope everyone's okay out there. Really need my sleep to go up, don't I? There we go. No, I can't whistle him. I left him in base, came back, he wasn't here. Tried whistling, he's gone. Looked in the admin files, it says I never had a dog. I'm glad, Gurmit. Just really annoying monkey, you know, but that's life. At least I know now as admin I can't have a dog. Yeah, but you're not admin. Mine was due to admin. On your files, when you lost your dog, I could see that you'd lost your dog. On my files, it took... Well, I see that you'd had a dog. On my files, I'd never owned a dog. So as soon as I went into God mode, it deleted the dog from my record. But I was opening... I had a ticket come in and had to deal with the ticket. So... That's life. It's only pixels. Come on, sleep. Get up. We want to move before morning. Because we want to be in position when the restart happens, so we can guarantee the crate. Or a firefight to get the crate. Yeah, can't take any of my clothes off to get dry though, can we? Right then. We've got reasonable boots. Everything else is fucked. Gun's alright, but damaged. Do we have a cleaning kit? Probably not. The answer to that question. Spare mag if I need it. Do it. Monkey. I said that I was going to do stuff. I said it wasn't finished. I said I was moving stuff into endgame. I can't, Gurmit, there's plenty of, well, there's 38 saws out there. Plus you've got the crates. So you should find one. Be a hell of a reward when you do. No, do it, monkey. Do it. It's what we're used to with you. Yeah? If you're not putting up traps and mines, you're not monkey. No, Chuckles brought home a landmine the other day, and he waited till the stream was over to show me that we had a pet landmine. And he said, ready for when we find a base. And I'm like, thanks, Chuckles. What I would say is, next wipe, things will be different. Obviously, I put that up about the suggestion, but that's just about will it be summer or winter. Because we're going to have a physical quest, all the crates will be normal crates, like we've got now, but there won't be like 4 crates that are a quest crate. Hi, Restless. So next wipe, when it happens after Christmas, there will be a physical quest for people to do. If they wish to. It will give the content creators something to strive towards. And the one I've chosen is not perfect, but it's not a map we've run before. It's not my ideal of an ideal map, but it will work really well because it's a good survival map. It will allow for lots of survival stuff. And there's a quest. And there's all the normal stuff everybody hates and loves equally. Oh, we already need fucking water. How fucking surprising. Oh, and we've got a fucking bear. I'm alright apart from the bear. Because he could come from any fucking direction. Fuck that. Can't even whistle for the dog anymore. No dog. Gone. And that's why I put the vote up for next wipe. Do you want winter, harsh winter, or do you want summer and then winter at the end of the year? And if we go for a harsh winter, it'll be in a mouse type winter. But I think I've worked out how to set up winter and summer on the server to be able to switch over without any downtime. But you will obviously on a wipe switch over, so it'll be the server goes off at 3 PM, the server comes back on at 6 PM with a new map ready to go, I think. But I have to test it, if that makes sense. But I think I know what I'm doing with it. I just need to install the same mods on both maps. And then same settings on both maps. The winter map has a skidoo rather than a quad bike. And winter clothing. Winter cam nets, winter weapons. Or winter cam for weapons. And then the summer map, get rid of that and have normal clothing. I think. But that'll be part of my testing phase. And we'll have the same mods roughly that we've got on now, because we're going to go for 12-week wipe still. Just not heavily edited, it'll be vanilla. Because there's not like the edit that we've got now available for it. So there will be, that means there'll be less lag, more FPS to play with. But they're not standard Chernarus buildings, so it's a Central European map. We are there. Why is it 75? I suppose we come from there, that's about right, isn't it? Need to go round this town though. big map. So when we go up to a 50 slot server, there's a space for 50 players on at the same time without bumping into each other or being drawn into. I've never played the map, I don't think. Again, we won't have a trader. We'll keep it like we are now. It would certainly be easier to do with the winter build. I'm not willing to say 100% yet. I need to load it into editor first and have a fly around and see how it feels. And find some servers that are running it and have a run around and see how it feels before I make an announcement, if that makes sense. And I'll need to do a little edit on the map when we've got it to make sure that the quest can be done single player. But it isn't a map I've run before. But I'll have a month to get it ready, roughly. It'll be about the 13th-ish of December that I pay for the server. And it'll be ready for you guys. And certainly not. I've run the mouse before. It's too small. Too small for what we want. And it puts too many people off. Hi there, welcome. So it'll be, yeah, I just need to have a play with it first and get it to work with single player. And the mouse can be done, well yeah, I suppose that's another one that can be done, is a duo, sort of. Yeah, but that's all, until I've loaded it up, until I've had a look in editor, until I've had a play, until I've seen whether I can edit it, all those things, until I've run it a few times. But the aim will be 13th of December I'll pay for the new server, but this server will still be up, you guys can still play. And I'll start building the new server when I'm on Christmas leave. And then when it's ready to go and it's been tested and I'm happy, it will be released. But my aim will be to release it when I'm still on leave. So probably first week of January is sort of the aim. Hi, John. And then turn off this one when we release a new one. And then I'll probably, this one will be gone completely. That'll be it. We'll have switched to a new host and this host will be over. Because this is too expensive for what we get. The new host is a lot cheaper. And more powerful. So, makes more sense to me. And rather than having to pay for extra slots, we'll just get them. Which is massive. But I think that I'll be able to set up on the server something. Well, how we run maps is you have basically an empty map, so empty.chanaris. for want of a better word. And empty.livonia is still there. So if you want to switch server from Chernarus to Livonia, all I do is load the different mission. So my thoughts are on the new map, I'll have it loaded twice. Once with a summer, or I'll have it on the server twice. Once with a summer build and once with a winter build. And then when players say we want to switch, well, when it gets to the end of the wipe and we switch, rather than having to take the server offline for 3 hours, all I'll have to do, or for 3 days or 3 weeks, all I'll have to do is take it offline for an hour and switch it over. And potentially then I can keep the Chernarus build that we've got now built. So at some point, if players vote to go back to Chernarus, we can do. And I'll just keep them in there. And then we've got a chance of building up a few maps and just rotating through them. Is sort of how I'm thinking. I know now how to do loot crates in editor. So I don't need to run around the map to set up loot crates. That can all be done in editor, and I can export a file that will give me the data I need. So I should be able to build maps with limited access to the map itself. Well, that's sort of the aim. Whether it works out is a different matter. As with all things, it can go wrong. Things don't always go according to plan. Doing okay. Restarts in 30 minutes. Okay. The mad push for a restart. If you're lucky, Gurmit, I'll leave a saw behind. Maybe not. It's the nails I need. Because the next part of the build is going to take a lot of nails. Get a load of nails. So I've got to build a box now to fit an ISO container inside. Basically. And I want to build the box before I place the container. Because obviously the container you can raid with a hacksaw. And hacksaws are available in the world. So it makes sense to get the box built first and then put the container inside. But it's now the middle of October. I'm only 2 months away from having to start work on the new server. So I have to start planning now. I don't have a lot of choice. You can't be fucking tired already, you stupid goblin. You were white tiredness. I suppose we've run for miles, haven't we? All our kit's fucked and we've got a fair amount of weight on us. But still, you're fucking mad at sausage. Well, the sun's coming up, that's one thing. Could be the end of the rain, nearly. Half an hour of non-rain and then a restart and it's morning. Yeah, sun's coming up. Thank you, John. I do as well. He's a bit of a bastard, that server owner, isn't he? He doesn't seem to have our... He doesn't seem to think about us lot at all. Does his own thing. Anyone would think he owns the server. Bastard. I like the new scope. I like my new scope. This is lovely. Just not enough zoom, really. But we do like it. Right, we need to get some sleep. Nowhere's safe when you're on your own. We know we're wet. We know it's not going to sleep forever. Yep, I know you're hallucinating, mate. I know it's not good. But I like third-party scopes. I spent a lot of time on hardcore PvP servers, though, haven't I? Where they've got different modded scopes. So I'm bound to have a thing for them. 92. I confirm the server owner is a bad person. Thank you. I'll pass it on to him when I next bump into him. All right. I'm about to bump into him at some point. My favourite scope is I can't find. There was a scope that we used to have back in the days of F35 that the graticals were correct in it. So I didn't need to page up and page down. I could look at a target. It fit in an M4. I could look at a target. I could put the head and body between the lines and know exactly how far it was away. And then I could offshoot like you could do on the Dragunov sniper. And it would just hit the target every fucking time. It's a beautiful scope. It was imported from Armour. And then I can't find a mod pack with it anymore. Just like so annoying. And the one that is out there is just a copy of it with painted on graticals. So they don't work. But I like my scopes to be real, which you don't get enough of in DayZ. Most of it's the painted on lines just to look real, but they don't work correctly. But some modders will make scopes that do work correctly, and they're the ones I like. Also, with a 50 cal, you shouldn't have to worry, because a 50 cal should carry at such a speed that if you're looking at it, it should kill it. But I'm of the mindset that we should have more armor mechanics in for shooting. Things should be affected by wind, and they should be affected by distance better. And scopes should be correct. And weapons should have cocking handles on the correct side. And slings. But if I start adding all those mods, we'll have so many mods on that nothing will work properly. Awesome bombers going in. Someone's getting a wake-up morning call. The trouble is, if I add the sling stuff in, that's a mod. Then I've got to have the right weapons to fit with it. So that's another mod. Then I've got to add in a way that you can either craft the slings or find them. So there's another mod if you have them as craftable. So suddenly, just to get slings onto a weapon, I've got 2 new mods just for slings. And then if we say rifles that are in a backpack can't be used unless you take them out of the backpack, that's another mod. Yeah? And then if we say if a weapon's slinged on your back and you're wearing a rucksack, you have to take the rucksack off to get the weapon out, there's another mod. And that's just to make weapons realistic without talking about ballistics and fall of shot and wind. And it gets to the point where people are like, I won't play your server, I'll just play armor if you've got all that shit. People come to DayZ because it's not armor. So you've got to balance that as well. It's never easy. Well, we got 4K to go. And 20 minutes. That's alright. It's doable. Oh, tell me about it. I'm still running in a stab vest that's ruined. Ruined jacket? Yeah. Ruined rucksack. Helmet's damaged. Badly working gloves. Worn boots. I was talking to Chuckles about it, and I think Restless as well, and saying that when people say to me, do you have tappers on your server? And my answer is, we don't need them. Clothing spawns in so badly damaged that 556 is a one tapper. Or all the 338 does on here is allow you to shoot a little bit further. But when you've got people dying with 9mm shots to the back of the head, and just a single shot doing it. So the argument I would have is, yes, we do have tappers, without even knowing it. So I'm just turning off compass. So it comes up with that error message, because if I turn on God mode, I use H to do stuff in God mode. That's normal on Goblin. And that's good, though. I like it. It feels a bit more real. You know, I ran around with a 5.56 assault rifle for years, knowing that if I hit someone, I'd kill them. And I've seen how devastating 9mm is up close and personal. It certainly kills people. Arguably, I've seen animals taken down, big animals taken down with 2.2s with a good shot. You know, 2.2 long. It's not a bad round. Up close and personal. How are we doing? More than halfway there. Come on, map. Give me my map marker back. There you go. I mean, my first life, I did have plate. Which was massive. No, plate and pouches. Not found any since. We've got pouches in base, but no plate to go with them. Bloody hell. That's awesome. And you're quite nice, Monkey, when you meet people in the world. I've heard about you feeding people on events. Would you guys like an event this weekend? Something different. It won't involve a quad bike this time. It might involve a quad bike, you never know. But would you like an event this weekend? It'll be probably Saturday. I've got to work Sunday, so it'll probably be Friday night still. So, an event Friday night, sorry. It'll be I'll probably build a base in God mode. With lots of twists and turns and ways through it. I'll be defending it. And then, basically, as the server goes, as the event starts, I'll publicise the code to the door. And people then can kill each other, and try and push through till they kill me. And I'll be guarding the room with the loot. And then the base will stay on the server. So afterwards, if anybody wants to make it their base, they can do. It'll just only have one door. Saturday doesn't work for me. Because I'm working Sunday morning with the army. I'm away. So I can't do Saturday night because I need to get a good night's sleep because I'm away Sunday for the day training. So it would have to be Friday. Then the following weekend I can do a Saturday night event. But the weekend after that I can't do anything because I'm away all 3 days. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. But if people are interested, I'll put something on for Friday night. I'll just give a location of where I'm going to build it in chat. And say, look guys, I'm going to be building here. Please leave me alone. I'll be building in God mode. Because now I've got a base, I can spawn a barrel in, take all my clothes off and loot off, put it inside the barrel, commit suicide, go into God mode, do the event, and then when I die, teleport to commit suicide again, teleport back to my body, take everything out the barrel, put my clothing back on, put my stats back to where they were, and then delete the barrel and delete the stuff you get as a freshie, and then carry on playing. Okay, mate. But the following week, there'll be something on either the Friday or the Saturday. Probably the Saturday. I think a Saturday night works better. For people being able to play. But it doesn't always work better for me because I'm doing things. But Friday night, and I'll probably aim to do it a little bit later Friday night to try and help the US customers a little bit. Maybe do a 10:30 start, so it's 5:30 US for the ones that are that way. Because then I can stream normally till 10, then take a break. And then come back in for the event. Ish. But I'd have to build the event Thursday afternoon after work. And Friday. Monkey, it was classic. You were facing the direction of Restless. Trying to spot him. Restless was pushing and pushed right past you. And I was watching with God mode. You were about 5 meters from each other, but you were both facing the wrong direction. And while that was all happening, 92 ran in, jumped on the bike and rode off into the distance. And then, of course, you and Restless met up. I didn't see what the outcome was to that. I certainly didn't. But using F, I pushed it onto the runway and then it worked fine. Whoever shot me chose their point to kill me, and then chose a point to kill someone else, so the body's all round it. Did anyone, after you, Monkey, and Restless had finished chatting, did anyone go back and strip my body? Okay. We're sort of where we want to be. We need to sleep, but we can't sleep over the restart because we know that buggers up everything. So we need to sleep now. And we need to get mags ready. Okay. Get our boost now for a couple of minutes, and then hopefully that'll be enough to get in, get the gear, and get out. $56. We can go to 57 maybe. I understand that if you sleep through a restart, it kills you sometimes. Because you're not in a state that the DAYZ code really understands. So when the game loads back in, it hasn't got the mod loaded when your character spawned in. It doesn't know what to do with it. Right, let's get up. In case we get a roll back, we don't want to get caught out by that. Right then, apart from being wet through and having a fallout with some wolves, we're pretty much ready to go. Right then, the old see who's on, ready for afterwards. There we go. And then after restart, guys, we'll push the crate. Most exposed crate on the server. But the only one of the non-endgame crates that doesn't move. Apart from Altar. But that's slightly different. There's the objective. Right up there. Right there. If anyone's interested in the server from chat or from that's watching the VOD, that's the details for the server on your screen now. After the restart, we'll push it, guys. We've only got 39 rounds or 40 rounds if we count the one in the spout. All right then, restart time. Wish my clothes were that clean and well maintained. My gun was that pristine. It certainly is, Drum. It certainly is. It certainly is as well, isn't it? Am I 200 metres from the loot crate? If not, I'll F11. Though, I would argue it's 200 metres up those stairs. Yeah, Drum. Just leave on admin messages so you get through the messages. Because also, if I send a message out saying something's happening, or when I've got to do a server restart, people want to know these things. But it's up to you, mate. What I'm trying to say with that rule, I'm not just saying it just so you all understand, is it's to stop people logging out in the loot room with a second key. Or the first key. Because otherwise people will. They'll open the box, load up the loot, lock the door shut, wait for a restart, open the box, grab the loot, and then run home. And I just, no. If I could work out the mod better, we'd have the mod that allows the loot crates to refill, and then I could get rid of that rule. But I need a different mod to do it, and I've tried using it, and I just can't get on with it. But maybe next wipe, because I've got a bit more time to work on things on the server without being under so much pressure. Oh, and it's crashed. How fucking surprising. Fucking GTX servers. So my thinking of leaving GTX started with this. As we're coming up to year 2 of having a server, it was like we can't still be using GTX. So I started looking for a replacement and then found one that had good reviews and was half the price and double the spec. So I was like, yeah, okay, time to move. But because I pay for a year at a time, it slowed that process down slightly. But I'll buy it in December to stop it becoming more expensive in January. I might even buy it earlier than the 13th so I can start work on it. Come on, loot, spawn in. Good. Certainly easier moving at night, isn't it? I would argue we're 200 metres away. bitch of one to place because this is so easy to find. Shit. Which of you just let off a big explosion in town? Please don't ban the admin. Come on, game. And this 90-second unlock is a bitch, isn't it? Wait to be shot about now. Right then. The run home. $255. Roughly. So if we do the event this weekend, guys, maybe we'll do it. Maybe the loot will be a base building pack plus a weapon. Or we could do a key pack that gives further adventure. I'll put it to vote. I'll put it out to vote and say, what would you like as the prize? Would you like the prize to be? Would you like it general loot plus a key pack, general loot plus a base building pack, or general loot and a weapon pack? And maybe I'll include some of the syringes that keep you fully awake. The Amphep syringes. Thing I could do with one now. You should be able to access your inventory when you're asleep, according to the rules. Doesn't really work though, does it? According to the mod. What we got? 10Ks. That 10.7? Probably. I know it's tagged off because I'm an admin. Silly game. Right. See if we're not tied up. I am fucked. My clothing is shagged. Not in a good way. I'll make an announcement later in the Discord before I finish for the night about what map we're going to go to next week, and I'll put the video in to show it off, and I'll talk about the edit I'll do to make it work for single player for the quest. and my thoughts behind it. You can't be tired already, Goblin. Oh, you've got a lot of weight on you now, haven't you? Bugger. Right, we're going to have a proper sleep. It also has, the map we're going to go to after Christmas has 5 tiers, and the 5th tiers are all hidden behind bunker doors. So it allows me to put the big guns into tier 5, which means that they're not so, they're more rare on the server. Basically, I'll stick anything above 762, maybe above 556 into tier 5 to make it a quest to get to it, even if you're not doing the end game. I won't put any, probably won't put any loot crates into end game. I'll keep the loot crates in out of end game, so it's a separate commodity. So it means you'll find 556 and below in the world, but everything above 556 would be within the end game bunkers, which to me makes sense. I was just waiting to go to white, sleep, and then we'll move. And then if we're going for the snow one, we'll have snow weapons. Well, we'll have snow cam, which we are from the looks of it. People want winter, so it'll be the hardcore winter. It'll be a Namausk type of winter. It's a big map. It's not Deer Isle. Lots and lots of survival stuff in it. And lots of places to hide away and base build. Base building we will look at. I'm not going to go to base building plus. I like rag base building because it's difficult. But I might add in some furniture that you can have in your base. I don't know yet. Most of the mods that we've got now we would have. Did I pick up the ice axe? I did. Good. I'm a fan of the ice axe. And the snowpack will be working for it, will be the proper snowpack. So it won't be the half and half. It'll be the full-on snow, all grass gone, see for miles, sniper heaven. But we'll run it cold, so you need to have fires all the time to stay alive. And we'll spawn people in with suitable clothing to start off with. We might give them a little bit extra than we've given now. Maybe a heat buff pack. Long trousers rather than short. Probably a pair of boots rather than sneakers. Probably not a canteen still. But maybe a tin of food rather than an apple, if that makes sense. It'll take them a while to get established. We'd probably jump to a 70% nerf rather than 60. And then weapons down to singly weapons spawning. Apart from shotguns and pistols. Shotguns and pistols. Small SMGs. The low tier stuff have that spawning in. So people are running around with 380 assault rifles or machine pistols. Until they can get to a better weapon. As I said, probably snowmobiles for the winter wipe, and then quads for the summer. But they'd be ultra rare. But wouldn't be endgame. So I understand the controversy of this one. Again, we wouldn't allow them to be covered up with the cam net. When you log out, you'd either build a flag to keep it alive or you'd lock it in your garage at your base. Your choice. But we might run it with quads in the snow if I can test them and they work with the traction alright. It would make it easier for me if I didn't have multiple mods having to load it. If the only extra thing I have to load is snow clothing or snow cam. Because we've already got the Sakal snow clothing that we can put across. Oh, Discord's just gone down, guys. Hopefully you're still there. And it's back. That was a weird moment. But nice to see 19 of you here tonight watching. Thanks, guys. Massively appreciated. Oh, I know where I am. I'm next to commence bunker. We do not want to be going near commence. For obvious reasons. We've got gear on us, we need to get home. Why is that community thing stuck? Not happy, is it? Seems to have done. It seems to have. I don't have God mode on, believe me, but because it's telling you there, I don't. But it seems to not be clearing. Maybe I don't know how to clear it. What we'll do is I'll turn it on and then turn it off again and see if that solves it. No, I'm going to log out and log back in. Get that to clear it. Doesn't seem happy. Bloody server. Still showing it there. Hopefully when it loads me in, it'll turn it off. Oh, it's crashed again. How surprising. Bloody GTX. Hopefully, it will now all work fine. Who knows? I have the same problem of that message coming up on the screen. I hope not. Of the crash when you log out. And this freeze occasionally. I'm convinced it's a GTX issue because I don't have the issue when I load onto servers that are not GTX based. Well, that seems to have solved it. As long as I don't press H. Now we just can't get our map markers up. There we are. Fucking find. Thank you, Mr. fucking Fireman. That's safer than running this at night. If I was on most servers now, I'd be near a black market, wouldn't I? You play COD? I don't play COD. I used to play... I have played it. I played it in the early days, before it became an online game. I played COD and Battlefield back in those days. I used to love the single players when the single player game was like 30, 40 hours long. And the multiplayer bit was the afterthought. But now it's become about the multiplayer. And if there's any single player, it's an afterthought. I don't enjoy them as much. The only real online games I play are this and Scum. Multiplayer games. Really. Bit of Elite Dangerous occasionally. Very rarely. Bit of Grey Zone, but I normally play that in PvE mode. Sometimes Reforge or Armour. But mostly DAYZ. At 53 years old with arthritis in both hands and the reaction times of a 53-year-old, I'm not so good at COD anymore, or any of those fast-paced games. Do you play COD? Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing game. Just, I die all the time. I also find on those type of games that I can play half an hour and then I'm burnt out because I've got to think so much. My reaction times aren't there. I tried Hell Let Loose. Same problem. My reaction times aren't good enough anymore for it. Yeah, I do, and the show. But COD's a good game. Battlefield's a good game. They're very good at what they do. You know, Battlefield comes out with amazing new stuff. COD will come out with something to combat it. Battlefield will come out with something to combat that. The genre just keeps moving on. Whereas DayZ I can stream for a couple of hours or 3 hours, or I did 6 hours. Well, I did 12 hours yesterday total, but 6 hours or 9 hours at a time and just enjoy it. Because a lot of it's running and survival, followed by a little firefight if you bump into someone. But most of it's thinking about just survival. But I'm not anti any game. You know, if people enjoy a game, they enjoy it. I used to, 20 years ago now, maybe. Yeah, I suppose about that. I was massively into Counter-Strike, the original one. Back in the day. Used to play a lot of that when that first came out on Steam. But my reaction times were a lot quicker 25 years ago. A friend of mine used to play, a friend of mine who I game with online. One of the games, Unreal Tournament, I think he played like in championships for back in the day. But normally you'll catch me now in DayZ. The dogs are cool, aren't they? Mine's unfortunately gone. I had a ticket today to answer, and when I was answering the ticket, the dog despawned and died. So I can't have a dog now because I'll keep losing it every time I have a ticket to deal with. But my teammate, when Chuckles is on, can have a dog. We're pushing for home because we've just opened a box of loot. And I need to drop this stuff off at home. And then we might do a freshie run because we are so fucked. All our clothing's shagged. Everything's buggered. And it might make sense to do a freshie run. Yes, that's the one I mean, Monkey. That original Counter-Strike mod for Half-Life and back in the day. It was amazing, wasn't it? Before it became standalone. And didn't we used to get Blue Shift Online? The Half-Life, like, add-on? And Day of Defeat? I still have them in my Steam library, they just won't work anymore. Getting there. Only got, what's that, 3K to go? I even tried Rainbow Six Siege. I was on the... Oh, here we go. Tired again. How bloody surprising. Don't remember that one. I used to play Unreal Tournament in the early days. Quake. The original version of Doom. Command and Conquer 1. When you used to put two PCs together using serial cables connected on the printer ports. Back in the days of before USB. Crossover parallel cables, I think. And you'd be able to play player against player badly because it would keep dropping out. But I used to love them. But in those, and then I migrated from that to really single player. I was massively into Far Cry, Fallout, and then I migrated to Star Wars Galaxies, played that religiously, and then Lord of the Rings Online. And then from Lord of the Rings Online, then, because I had a crap laptop plugged into the telly, because that's all I could afford, and played that massively. And then bought the PC, certainly not the PC I have now, but bought a PC and started upgrading and buying new bits and changing stuff and slowly moving towards DAYZ. Went to Fallout 76 used to play their Nuclear Winter side, and then when Nuclear Winter was closed down and we lost the multiplayer, the good multiplayer side of it, I had to look for something new. And I'd been watching DAYZ videos and VODs and streams for a long time, and I asked in someone's chat of one of the big content creators. I'm whatever age I was, 40 something. I'm 40 something. You know, I don't own DAYZ. Am I too old to start now? And loads of people jumped in and they're like, no, give it a go. You'll really enjoy it. It will take some getting used to, but once you get your head round it, you'll be fine, etc., etc. And then I ended up buying it, and obviously the same as everybody else, for the first 200 hours wondering what the hell I was doing. And here we are now, 5 years later, roughly. 6 years later, maybe. 5 years later, because we're going up to 6,000 hours-ish. Something like that. Armour, I think my problem with Armour is I'm an ex-infantry soldier, and I have a problem with Armour. I don't mind it in single player, but when you go into multiplayer and you've got lots of little 14-year-olds thinking that they are soldiers ordering you about, I find it quite hard to get my head round. And then offline, I play Subsistence, a little bit of Fallout Shelter, because I like building shit, and normally a God mode game, so things like Timberborn, where I get to move beavers around and dam rivers and build towns, because I quite enjoy that sort of shit. Used to play Rome Total War, used to really enjoy that, and some of the later ones. Anon, quite enjoyed that. Tried Cyberpunk, but it wasn't for me. Do own it. Tried Starfield, but it wasn't for me. Do own it. Got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Wish I could find the time to play it, because I think the game's amazing. But if I'm playing that, it's not really it doesn't really fit into my channel. And when I started streaming it, I started losing subs because people thought I was leaving DAYZ. And that's really difficult. Had VR for a while, but my ceilings are too low where I live, so I kept punching the ceiling. So I stopped. I sold my VR set. Played Elite Dangerous for a while. Really enjoyed it. But again, it's not DAYZ. But then the DAYZ I want to play is the DAYZ server I made. You know, this semi-survival with a chance of PvP. It's a DAYZ I enjoy. The full-on PvP maps, same problem I have on everything else, that my reaction times aren't there. I enjoy them, but if I'm solo, I don't. Have to be with a team, and some people on the team that are able to play them. So I've sort of settled into this version of DAYZ. Which I enjoy. And then next year, I'm under an NDA at the moment, but if the games that I'm under an NDA comes out next year, then there'll be some streaming of that as well. I'd really like to have a go on Battlefield 6, but I realise I'd be paying £60 for something that I wouldn't play a lot of. and I'd die a lot and wouldn't get any enjoyment out of it. So it'd be a waste of money for me. And I've got various things I need to buy for my new hobby. So that's going to have to take priority. Can't believe it's an hour since we were inside that crate. Or an hour, just under. Really looking forward now to Steam coming up. They're rolling out a new way of controlling live. So we'll be able to have the live stream that I'm on now, but simultaneously it will go out to, if I want it, which I will, to short live. So that will hopefully help to increase our numbers and maybe subs. So that's rolling out very soon. So interested in that. They seem to be getting behind live now. For a long time we've sort of been ignored on the YouTube community. But they sort of get it that a lot of, I think last year 33% of their watched content came from live streams, and suddenly they've woken up that live needs promoting. They're doing a new thing with live adverts as well, so the adverts won't run, they'll run at the same time as the stream, so they'll just run on the right hand side of the stream, like a strip will come down with an advert on, so you won't have to stop watching the live while the advert's played, which is really nice. So once I hit that 1,000 subs and I can start having advertising and earning revenue, it's not gonna interrupt people's viewing as much. Because we all realise there's nothing worse than watching a video of VOD and suddenly it stops. Like Twitch, they can only cancel the advert so many times before they're forcing everybody to watch it. Used to play Minecraft back in the day. Long time ago. Still got an account somewhere. Probably couldn't find my login details anymore. Was massively into that. In single player. And my first game I ever played was the original Elite on the BBC B, which was a UK computer that was sold into schools at primary school, so at elementary school level out to the US. And because my parents didn't have a lot of money, and the school I went to was very small, 14 children in the entire school, when it came to school holidays in the summer, they had no real security, so they let my parents take the BBC computer home. So for the 6-week summer holiday, I used to have this BBC B computer at home, because my parents could never afford to buy me a computer. And as well as all the educational stuff that I never once looked at, it had Elite, the original version of Elite with it. And for the 6-week holiday, I would play Elite every bloody day. And Yellow River Kingdom, but Elite's what matters. Because that probably got my love of big open-ended games started off, where you had freedom to do your own thing. Then when I got a little bit older, I got a Spectrum. If you're out in the US, a Timex was the licensed version-ish of the Spectrum. Then I joined the army and bought an Amiga 500 second-hand. When I left the army, I had an Amiga 600 for a while. And then bought my first PC, which was a Pentium 75. And the rest, they say, is history. I've also owned an Xbox X and a PlayStation 5. I bought them thinking that if I forced myself to learn to use a controller, I wouldn't have that expensive world of buying PC parts all the time. And learned that it's not as easy as that when you've never used a controller in your life. So sold them on again. And then I bought the PlayStation for Red Dead 2. And once I'd completed it, sold the PlayStation and the game. Because whereas I'm not massively into GTA, I love Red Dead Redemption. And I own it on PC now, just never really played it on PC. But I am a massive fan of it. It's a good game. Certainly my Discord is playing up tonight. It keeps closing down and opening up. It's rather annoying. Keeps refreshing to a black screen. And then when I click the mouse on it, it works again. That monitor probably needs some sort of tweaking. No, because it's still showing the bar at the bottom, so it's Discord that's the problem. Fuck. Fucky fuck fuck. Hell yeah. Thank you, DAYZ gods. put it in there by mistake, do we? Oh, that's pretty good. Right, and what are we saving? Boots. No, no, yes. Yes. Actually, this works a different way, doesn't it? Because if I put that there, put them in my hand, then put that inside it. No, 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 yes, no, and that. Then we can put those on there and the stuff's inside. That's fine. Rest of that's ruined. Time for a freshy run to get some fresh clothing, or at least start one off. Probably only do about 15 minutes, guys, and then I'll log because it's been a long day. Got a long day tomorrow, and then where am I? Who the fuck knows? Oh, I sort of know where I am. Yeah. Up on the top, aren't I? Okay. That's fine. And the game starts. Massive. Hmm. Oh, give me some clothing. That'll do. Isn't there two military things down here? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's up there, further along. This is officially Tissy, isn't it? This is Tissy Village. No, not there then. Oh, slightly, aren't I? Rappy's on. Excellent. There, monkey. Look. Look, monkey, look. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us on. Need a fucking shooter. Ordnance going in. Well, we've got an AK and 4 rounds of ammo. But it's only the old 74. So it's not exactly state of the art. But still, it's an AK. Do not know this area of the map at all. So I have no idea what I'm doing around here. USB's failing on me. Something's happening with Windows tonight. Well, with no map, I can't work out quickly where I am, or where I thought I was is not. I ran past here earlier, didn't I think? Right, let's do some organisation. That can get thrown away. Don't need that. That can come down here. That is needed. That is needed. So's that. That can go there. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me. I don't. As much as I'm a little bit lost, I like the I don't like a breach of meta, if that makes sense. Do you see the ATV wheel, Monkey? Ye of little faith when you thought I'd remove them all. That's 7, or is that 1? 2.3. I found an ATV wheel in a shed. I got quite excitable thinking you'd be there to watch. Without knowing where I am, that's too far to walk with my lack of food. I'd never normally pick up a pair of wellies, but... Have food on you, mate. Have food on you. Have a drink on you. Box of fucking matches. Sort of know where I am. Right, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. I'm tired. I've got a bit of stuff to do on the Discord before I bin it for the night. And I've been on for 2.5 hours now. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back on Friday. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the sub. 4 to go to hit 700. Amazing. Right, guys, if you've got a goblin in your side,